And we're back with Dr. Marcia Baldanza, a professor in the School of Education. Can you first just tell us a little bit about the School of Education, which majors we are housed there, what our students typically study?
Great. Well, I'm really happy to be here on this day of giving, and thanks for asking me to participate. In the School of Education, we have bachelor's degree, master's degree, and we have a doctorate degree. And in all of those programs, you can become a licensed teacher, and you can teach in any field that there is a license for, including elementary education, pre-K through grade 6, high school, grade 6 through 12 in any content area, mathematics, any of the sciences, English, history, special education. And if you don't want a license, you can get a degree in curriculum and instruction, which can lead you to a role in a central office, writing curriculum or helping teachers design lessons that don't necessarily have to be in the classroom.
And what are some of the courses that you teach here? How long have you worked at Marymount?
Yeah, I've worked at Marymount for a year. And in that year, I have been teaching in our online doctorate program, which is a doctorate in organization and innovation. And I designed and teach a course on conflict and crisis management. I also teach the first class that our master's degree students take. That's called Foundations of Education.
And I noticed, before coming here, you did a lot of work in helping low-income schools. Can you speak a little bit about that and maybe what outcomes you were most proud of in that work you did?
Most of my career prior to this past year has been spent in K-12 environment as a teacher, as a school administrator, and as a superintendent. And in those roles, my job was really to improve schools that were underperforming. And some of those schools, many of those schools, were in areas of high poverty and high need. And so the work that we would do was really around developing staff to be confident and competent in what they needed to deliver to students, as well as putting some structures in place. Probably the thing I'm most proud of is the work that I did in this location in Alexandria City Schools when I was living here. I was principal in two elementary schools, and I'm happy about how they turned around with some targeted professional development and building teacher leaders in the building.
Do you know if we had any of our students here go on to teach with some of those school districts you worked with in the past?
Yes, we have. We have a large group of students who go on to do their student teaching, which is their internship, at the end of their program, go into Fairfax County schools, and they go into Alexandria City, they go into Arlington County. So right here in our own location, we have lots of schools that are in need of teachers, and we provide a great service for them.
So that ties into my next question. What are some of the common areas that our students do their student teaching in, and maybe which teaching jobs are they often moving on to?
Well, COVID has given us a unique opportunity to fill teaching vacancies, and so the state of Virginia is being a little bit more lenient with how we can license teachers more quickly. And so we're able to get teachers out into the field pretty fast. In fact, majority of students, by the time they're in their second or third semester of their master's program, have a position already. And some of those are in independent or private religiously affiliated schools in the area, and some of those are in our public schools. So it depends on what they want to teach. If they want to teach little kids or taller kids, as to where they end up with their licensure.
And whichever level they're going to teach at, what are some of the skills you think are most important to impart on our students during their time here?
That's a great question. I would think that most of us who are in education because a teacher was influential in our lives, and being able to reflect on that and really want to be that person for somebody else. So giving back is a really big attribute that we try to foster in our teacher candidates, because that's what we do. We give back to the youngsters who are rising. In addition to that, certainly having the knowledge and skills and competencies necessary, like knowing what your content is. If you're going to teach high school history, you need to know about high school history. Or algebra, you need to know about algebra and what the state standards tell us kids need to know and be able to do at the end of a year. We also certainly want them to be able to help students navigate some of the social emotional learning that's important for them, like how to behave in a classroom and how to conduct yourself in a way that brings pride to you, to your family, and to your school.
And finally, this is Day of Giving, so are there any major fundraising projects that the School of Education works on, or maybe what do you want to pitch to alumni and supporters on why they should support?
Yeah, a couple things come to mind quickly. One is that we have a presence internationally, and so we have students who work during spring break and sometimes during their summers in Uganda and in Panama, and we have a new partnership in Colombia that we're developing. So any support to help those international schools and those international opportunities for our students to help is most appreciated. And secondly, we're building an early learning academy right here in the library. And so we're going to, in the fall, open a preschool. And it's going to be open to community members in this area, as well as others in Arlington who want to be able to send their young preschoolers to a place where teachers get to practice. And so we have that opportunity for our students to actually work with youngsters here on campus.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today and telling us a little bit more about the School of Education, and we'll be right back on Day of Giving.